Black Friday, as important as it's ever been? Was it ever that important, or perhaps less so now?
It's important, Eric, but you have to contextualize it. I mean, Thanksgiving week is most important.
Come on, Joe, we don't do nuance well here.
Oh, no?
Yeah, no.
Thanksgiving week is huge. So it starts on Wednesday, so the deals are already on. You could buy those deals today.
Could have on Sunday.
Tomorrow, it's moved along. So Thursday now becomes part of the week. Friday is a huge part of the week. 40% of the business is probably going to be done on that day for the whole week. Yeah, still.
Have they needed to lengthen out when they offer these deals? Because stores have no option but to lock in volume. Discounts are so big right now. Margins have shrunk. Do they just need to sell massive quantities? Is that their issue?
This is all planned. It's been planned for the last 6 months. So these retailers have it's a drill. They're all set to go. The pricing has been established. The margins are protected at this point. They're not over-inventoried. So it's a valid strategy.
But it wasn't a plan to make consumers addicted to discounting.
Well, that's happened over years. So the retailers have responded to that. Their cost structures are actually covering the margins appropriately at this point.
So clearly, as Stephanie points out, at one point, retailers didn't love the idea of discounting. Now I wonder whether the consumer is getting discount fatigue. If you see so many discounts for such a long period of time, why not just wait to do your shopping?
It's a great point. If you went out in the malls over the last couple of weeks, 20, 30, 40% off consistently. There's no difference today. So you'll see special deals. This morning I noticed that Sears and Kmart on Monday will have a week of e-commerce deals. They put in exactly what they were going to sell.
Starting next Monday.
Starting next Monday. Now, why would you go to a store tomorrow and buy something when you know what it's going to cost next week already? The consumer only has so much money to spend.
Sears, always a week late. I like that.
Speaking of the consumer only having so much money to spend, one piece of research that really caught my eye heading into Black Friday was done by some analysts at a firm called Canaccord Genuity, looks at retail, looks at tech, and they tried to put the two together and come up with an estimate for how much of the incremental holiday spending this season is going to be soaked up by the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus. And they estimate that of the $24 billion in additional spending predicted by the National Retail Federation, $4 billion of that is going to go to the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus, which would mean that instead of a 4.1% increase in holiday sales, it'll only be a 3.3% increase in holiday sales ex-iPhone. Do you agree with that?
I think that's a very valid point, and that's why these retailers are doing what they're doing, opening up more hours, starting earlier on Thanksgiving Day. I saw yesterday where one retailer is opening up at 9 in the morning. Fifth Avenue retail at 9 in the morning.
On Thanksgiving Day.
On Thanksgiving Day.
Curse him.
Do you support this?
I really don't. I really don't. I think it's just you're spreading it out over a period of time. Maybe the consumer benefits by better customer service. Not so many people, crowded into a store on Friday. You get to shop on Thursday. So the consumer can benefit from that. I'm sure that New York City hotels are booked solid right now. So folks that are in town on holiday can go shopping at their leisure. So for many people, it's a good thing. But I think in general, I wouldn't support it.
How do you think retailers are going to do this Christmas season?
I think the numbers that Eric mentioned, a 3% increase, is probably what they would hit by the end of the season. You get an extra day before Christmas, which is probably worth what the Black Friday is worth, basically. So, it's a huge day, and that's the plus on the year.
There are a lot of people, Joe, who say that cheap gasoline is going to fuel better than expected holiday spending this season. What's your view?
I think that will give consumers, who have a more modest ability to spend a bit more. So who will benefit from that? Walmart will benefit from that. Perhaps Target will benefit from that. Some of the lower cost providers will benefit. So that will help them along the way. But also, some of that disposable income will be used on food. So it's not necessarily on Christmas gifts, but it might be a Christmas meal.
Or would it be food in the malls? Like, is the lower gas prices a big positive for that lagging mall industry?
Perhaps, but I would think it would be more for at-home use rather than mall spending on food.
There's some legitimate questions as to just how much more money people are going to have as a result of cheap gas prices. One of our economists here at Bloomberg did some number crunching this morning and calculated that the average driver in America is going to save only $47.
Yeah. So what are you going to do with that $47? You're going to buy, fast food in the mall, or are you going to buy a gift for someone in your family, or something very special for a Christmas dinner or a holiday meal?
What do you predict, Joe, is going to be hottest this holiday season?
Well, clearly the Apple effect is phenomenal. So I think anything that has to do with electronics, primarily, a tablet.
It's a big-ticket item. Again, going back to that Canaccord Genuity research, so the National Retail Federation figures that the typical American consumer is going to spend $800,
right, excluding
entertainment and food during the holiday season. And of that, if an iPhone 6 is part of that allotment, that's almost $300 of the $800, which means that you've only got 500 bills left.
That's right. That's right. But that's a very important gift for someone who wants something special. And, it's better to get one great gift like that than perhaps, filling the Christmas tree with lots of other things that perhaps are not wanted as much.
These malls who are spending an enormous amount of money creating these destination experiences this year, I mean, when I grew up, it was just Santa in the middle of a mall, get your picture with him. Now they're spending huge amounts of money to attract people to create a destination. Is that going to work?
I think that they have to create an atmosphere of entertainment. So the better malls are doing that with better restaurants. The more affluent customer perhaps is responding to that, which is a very good thing.
But on balance, isn't the answer kind of no, because it's clear that so much more of the incremental spending is going to go online?
That, for sure, but you're seeing a contraction of the malls. We talked about this a few weeks ago.
Empty malls.
Empty malls, and they're contracting, so they're changing into other things, health clubs and things like that. Things that people want today.
I don't want to go to a health club in a mall. I want to go to an Orange Julius.
But that's because you live in Tribeca.
I like going to the mall. All right,
of all
Joe,
the chains to pick,
Orange Julius.
Stephanie picks Orange
there
Julius.
You go. Nathan's Hot Dogs, I don't know, Chick-fil-A.